Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having a great day. Guys, the Chaos Awakes campaign finally started, as well as the fusion. You can see it right here at the portal. This is what the fusion looks like. So this is a traditional fusion, and those are a little bit more resource hungry than the fragment fusions, as you have to level these rares, ascend them, and then fuse them into epics, level those epics, ascend them as well, and then fuse them into the legendary fusion, which is Tholin Foulbeard. And we've seen some testing out there. Some content creators say he's good, but I think he will not be game changing for endgame players, especially if you have other options. His multipliers don't seem to be very high, so he's not really dealing a lot of damage, but I don't think he's completely trash. I think for progression and people, that don't have a lot of Hydra champions or weekend champions or just damage dealers in general, or for faction wars or whatever content where you are struggling, he might be a very solid champion. So I'm definitely going to go for him. I'm going to do this fusion. But if you are a player that leans more towards skipping fusions, if they're not, helping you, I can totally understand if you are skipping this fusion. So let's take a look at the event calendar. All right, so here we go. So from today, we are starting with a Dungeon Divers event and a spider tournament at the same time, which is quite unusual. Normally we have to wait one day until we start running dungeons and so on. But this time around they're starting at the same time, which is not bad. So as you can see here in those events is where we can get those rares, right? And then we have one epic in the Summon Rush event, which is coming this Friday, so tomorrow. So if you're planning on, doing this fusion, you can get an extra epic, which doesn't seem that bad actually. When I checked this epic champion, he didn't look that bad, so pretty solid champion. But as I said, you can skip like 4 of these events if you're going for this extra epic from the Summon Rush, where you probably have to pull, a couple more sacred shards, which would mean that you could save up energy and spend it in the event dungeon. So let's take a look. So Dungeon Divers and Spider Tournament from today. Also from tomorrow, so we gotta wait one day, I guess. There's this Champ Train tournament starting as well. So you can basically triple dip in those free tournaments and events by soloing the Spider with Eric's, for example, or Authorion or Marius, or whatever you're using, and get points for Champ Train and Dungeon Divers. But keep in mind, for the Dungeon Divers events, you most likely need like 5k energy. So we kind of have to spend all the energy into Spider, or as soon as you finish the Spider tournament, you can do something else. But I would, solo any dungeon and get points for Champ Train at the same time. And that way maximize your energy value. As you can see here, the next dungeon tournament would be the Ice Golem tournament on Sunday. And on that day, that's when the Dungeon Divers event number 1 is going to end. So I don't think you can farm Ice Golem and still get points for the first Dungeon Divers event. But let's see. So we have the first Gear Enhancement event on Saturday, which are the most easiest ones to complete. Maybe the Classic Arena Takedown are the easiest ones. And then the Gear Enhancement event. So the Gear Enhancement event will cost us around 20 million silver. Depends on how you're doing it. If you're, cleansing your gear 11 and leveling it up to 4 and 8 and then sell it and then just keep on doing like this, you will get a lot of silver in return, get points for Gear Enhancement event, and the silver you get in return you can reuse to upgrade, other artifacts and complete this event. So those two are quite easy. So here we go. Next dungeon tournament, as I said, on Sunday. The following Dungeon Divers event number 2 on Monday. This is actually not a bad lineup because we still have the Champ Train tournament going on Monday. That's when the Dungeon Divers event number 2 starts. So that's when we can start farming the Ice Golem tournament solo with Artec and get some points for the Champ Train tournament as well, and the Dungeon Divers event number 2. So basically, we can farm this Ice Golem tournament for this Champ Train and farm Spider tournament for this Champ Train, which is quite nice. You can triple dip 2 times in a row, and that's pretty awesome. Then we have this Summer Rush down here where you can get this extra epic, which is quite nice. If you want to save up energy and skip those Dungeon Divers events, and there's a nice, summoning event or something. Maybe you want to, invest a couple more shards to get that extra epic and save up energy, or rather invest your energy in the event dungeon, then that's the way to go. Then we have another gear enhancement event here, pretty easy to do. Classic arena takedown, another one. All right, but the next dungeon tournament will be Dragon Tournament. So the Dragon Tournament starts on Thursday, the Champ Train event starts on Friday, and the Dungeon Divers event starts on Saturday. So you most likely would want to start farming the dragon on Saturday. Get points for Champ Train event. You can solo the dragon with a lot of champions. And the Dungeon Divers event on Saturday. And again, we can triple dip here on those 3 events and tournaments. And once we're finished with the Dragon Tournament, we can jump over to the Fire Knight Tournament and complete the Dungeon Divers event with the Fire Knight Tournament, or whatever points are missing. There's also another Gear Enhancement event. So yeah, overall, I think this Fusion event calendar is not that bad, actually. We can triple dip a lot of points here and there. Like, I think the lineup is very solid. There's nothing where I would say this is, badly lined up, because we can always get points for Dungeon Divers while running the dungeon tournaments, and get points for the Champ Train tournament at the same time. So this is most likely the best outcome there could be. We do have the Champ Chase tournament here as well. I'm not sure how many points we can get here. Sorry, not points. How many rares we can get here if you can get only 1 rare champion. I have no idea. But maybe if you go for this epic right here, you can also skip the Champ Chase tournament, right? So if you go for the epic on the Summer Rush, you can basically skip the Champ Chase tournament depending on how many rares are in there. But I'm assuming there's only 1, because we have 4 events and tournaments here for this rare, 4 here, same thing here, same thing here. So it should be 16 rares in total, and what it looks like is there's only going to be 1 rare in the Champ Chase tournament. So if you're going for this epic from the Summer Rush, you can basically skip 3 Dungeon Divers and the Champ Chase tournament, which is quite nice, to be honest. So yeah, overall, I think this will be a very cheap fusion. Is this fusion a must-do? I'm not sure yet. It really seems like, I'm leaning more towards no. But I'm never skipping a fusion, because you never know if they're going to be useful somewhere. I don't think he's going to be a carry for the event dungeon. But yeah, we will see. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you're going for this fusion. What do you guys think about this fusion event calendar? It seems pretty solid to me. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think so. It looks very, very cheap for a traditional fusion, and I think this is very good. So yeah. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you were going for it. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel. Also hit the thumbs up. It really helps me. And see you in the next one.